Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of Sister Wives, Season 18, Episode 18, the one-on-one Part 4. Alright, this is the fourth and final installment of the one-on-one episodes. Oh, but we're not done yet. At the time I'm filming this, there's plenty more to come. There are look backs and talk backs and all kinds of stuff. Christine's wedding, that's a two-parter. So this is not the end for us. It is just the end of season 18. So let's get right into it. We start with Suki asking Mary, of all people, about David Woolley, Christine's fiance, now husband. Mary says she's excited for Christine and David, and she has met him a couple of times, but she hasn't gotten to know him well. I don't know under what circumstances she met him. I'm guessing it was just maybe in a large group at some point, and that's why she says she hasn't gotten to know him well. I don't know. I don't think Christine and Mary really have anything to do with each other anymore, so I do kind of wish Suki would have said, really? When did you meet him? Because that's what I'm thinking. Anyway, she wants Christine to be happy, and she hopes that she will also be happy one day. Now, when Janelle is asked about Christine and David and have you met David, Janelle is like, oh yeah, I think he's great. She's got a big grin on her face. Clearly, Janelle has hung out with Christine and David, which, I mean, doesn't surprise anybody. I'm only laughing because of what I'm thinking in my head, but she said, I like him more and more the more we hang out with him. And then she said, he's like a breath of fresh air. And all I can think of is that what she told Mary when she met Cody? You know, Janelle is still very open to being in a plural family. So I don't know if she's looking to sign on as a number 2 again. I don't think Christine has any interest in it. Yes, she still considers Janelle her sister wife, but no, she will not share David Woolley. Janelle's like, I'm sorry, Christine, if I shouldn't be saying this, but Christine said that when she met him, I did not know what it was like to be loved like this. I mean, you don't have to tell Janelle. She is already in for being number 2. Maybe you don't want to oversell David. Just saying. When Cody is asked, he said, yeah, I met David for 15 minutes. We had a conversation. It's very light, mild conversation. Mild? He mostly talked with Robin. She thought he was very sweet. So now Suki makes Cody and Christine watch the scene at Salsa Brava again when they met there. And at the end of that, Cody's just like, she's just a mean girl. Yeah, that's his takeaway. Christine, is responsible for ruining his big picture. The idea he had of what his big family looked like, Christine ruined that by leaving. In Christine's confessional, she said, he can't just favor one wife and expect his big picture to look the same. Just one big happy family. His behavior over the course of 10 years is what caused the demise of his big family picture. She's like, we don't even have relationships with most of the people in that big picture. And she's absolutely right, of course. If he maintained good relationships with all 18 of his children and 3 of his 4 wives, his big family picture would still look almost identical, just without Christine in it. But he blew it up. So after watching the clip, Suki wants to unpack it. She's like, there's a lot there. Cody says his relationship with Christine was bad in Las Vegas, worse once they moved to Flagstaff, but I still didn't want her to leave. Oh, God. No, of course not. I just wanted to ghost her like I did Mary, but have her stay. Oh, God. Then he says, I thought we suffered for so many years together, and now you're just gonna leave? Cody, yes, that's how it works. You suffer, you try to make it work, and when it's not working and you're still suffering, then you leave. It is the natural progression of a dying relationship. But honestly, this is the problem for me, in my opinion. These people think that suffering, being unhappy, feeling unfulfilled, etc., they equate that somehow to working on the relationship or fighting for their marriage. No, that would be trying something different. Let's try having a date night once a week. Let's try putting our phones down and just talking more. Let's go to therapy. That's working on your relationship. But at no point has Cody made any kind of a move like that with Christine, Janelle, or Mary to try to improve those marriages. If anything, I would say Cody just wanted them to adjust and be happy with less. You know, I just want you guys to be okay with the fact that I'm going to be at Robin's all the time. I'll be spending the majority of the time with the love of my life and her children, and I will see you and the children I have with you a minimal amount of time. And I would like you to find a way to be okay with that. I think that's how it would be in an ideal situation for Cody. Anyway, he also didn't like that Christine laughed at his suffering and pain when he had COVID. I was curled in a ball, crying. Again, you guys, please don't misunderstand. I am not in any way making fun of anybody that had a bad case of COVID. Believe me, I'm not. It was horrible and scary, and many people died. I am just making fun of Cody. I just happen to know that Cody was not even admitted in the hospital when he tried to go. When they brought Robin and he's like, should I be here too? And the doctors were like, no. And he had to just go home and deal with it. Okay, then I get to laugh at him. Cody's like, if I trip and fall, she laughs out loud. Sorry, I'm just imagining him tripping and falling. It's so dumb. Oh, God, I am no better than Christine. I'm a mean girl. I just discovered that right now. He said, she thinks that stuff is funny. She has destroyed all my dreams, and now she's just riding off into the sunset to a happier life. She didn't want to. She wanted a happier life with you. When Suki tells her that, Cody just thinks she's a mean girl, she says, well, I have always liked the Disney villains more than the princesses. And Christine thinks she was channeling her inner Cruella de Vil. The Emma Stone version. Okay, girl. So being a little full of yourself, I would say, but she says she liked being like that because Cody only ever wanted her to be positive and fun. Well, maybe that was his role for Christine because he's definitely not getting positive and fun out of Robin. And he still loves her. So maybe what he wants out of her is tears and suffering. Well, not tears so much as a dry cry, but, she's trying. She is trying for her best customer, okay? So Suki asks Cody straight out, do you blame Christine for ruining your big picture? Yeah, didn't he already say that? Maybe not in so many words. Maybe that was my interpretation. Because what he says here is, he pauses for a real long time and he goes, no, because that's all my fault. I almost fell out of my chair. Is Cody Brown taking responsibility for something? Is he actually admitting that no, it was his fault for ruining his big picture? I'm shocked that he's that insightful. Oh, nope. Wrong. I got too excited. He didn't finish his sentence. That's all my fault for marrying a woman I didn't love. Okay. So it is Christine's fault. And Suki goes, ouch, Cody, that's the truth. And she knows it. So Suki asks Christine, do you think that Robin actually wants to live a plural life? And Christine's like at first she's going to be really coy about it. And then finally Suki's like, come on, girl. Spill it. You've told us everything so far. Come on. No, what she says is, I think it's a fair question because, we've been kind of peeling back the layers of this. And Christine goes, yeah, you're right. Okay, no. So then Suki, the shadiest I've ever seen her, and I have to say, she won a couple points in my heart because I was starting to wonder if she was even necessary. She just throws Christine straight under that bus. She says to Cody, so Christine was mentioning to me that she doesn't think Robin wants to live a plural life. How dare you, Suki? She totally made it sound like Christine was just telling her out of the blue. You asked her specifically, do you think Robin wants to live a plural life? And Christine hesitated and you nudged her. You poked her until she said, no, I don't think she does. And now to Cody, Suki's like, oh yeah, so Christine and I were just hanging out, shooting the breeze. And Christine just like out of the blue says to me, right? She's making it sound like I had nothing to do with it. As if she did not pry it out of Christine. So of course Cody said, I don't think Christine knows Robin at all. She's never tried. She was a shitty sister wife. She'll probably, and I hope, be a very good wife for David. Oh, you guys, I don't think that's what he was going to say. I think in one of the very rare times, I think Cody Brown caught himself mid-sentence because I think he was going to say she was a very shitty sister wife, and I think she's going to be a very shitty wife. I know that's what it is. It doesn't even make sense to say she was a very shitty sister wife, and I think she's going to be a very good... No, that's not what you were going to say. But he did catch himself mid-sentence. So Cody thinks it's just Christine sour graping, which I've never heard that term as a verb before. But, I'm not mad at it. I'll probably be using it from now on. He was just sour graping. Anyway, he thinks she's just sour graping because if she really is as happy with David as she says she is, she should prove it by never saying another mean thing about Robin again. I mean, I will say this, it's clever. It was a clever way for him to attempt to get Christine to stop talking about Robin. That's when Cody will truly believe that Christine is in love with David. Also, one more stipulation in Cody's world. She has to never say anything bad about him to their kids again. Also, she has to admit that she's a mean girl and a shitty sister wife. Also, that she loves my six-pack abs. Then he will believe that she loves David Woolley. I may have made up a few of those, but not all of them. Christine tells Suki that one day she was standing in her kitchen thinking about David and how great he is, and she thought, this is how Cody feels about Robin, the way I feel about David. Oh, I get it now. I would never want to leave David to have to go to somebody else's house. So they should definitely just go off and be happy with one another and stop being angry. Let the rest of us go. Stop being angry. Yeah, I mean, I kind of get what Christine is saying. It's just that, Christine, you would leave David temporarily if your children were in the other house. Like, you would want to see your children too. And that's kind of the big difference here. Anyway, moving on, Suki now asks Janelle if she thinks that Cody will ever find another wife. And Janelle said no. He talks about like moving into monogamy now. And Suki said, even if Robin found someone? Janelle, I don't see it. She said, I will bet you $1,000. And if he does take another wife, you could come and find me and I will pay you $1,000 because I don't think that will ever happen. So Suki kind of asks the same thing to Cody. If Robin found you another wife, would you consider it? And Cody goes, you mean if Robin chased down somebody the way Mary chased down Robin? Yeah. Suki's like, yes, exactly like that. Cody pauses. Nah, I wouldn't be interested because I would have to tell that woman I will never love you as much as I love her. Oh my God. Did he really just say that? You would be decent enough to tell her, no, this isn't going to work because I can't love you as much as I love her. Yet you did not extend that same courtesy, that same amount of decency to your wives of 20 plus years. But sure, let's not let a stranger get hurt. He's such a piece of work. Mary is asked, how do you think Robin feels being the last woman standing? And she's like, I don't know. I can't ever imagine it. And Suki asks Robin if she could ever be happy with just Cody, no sister wives. Robin. To be loving and respectful to Cody, I want to say yes, but God, no, I don't want to be alone with my husband. No. She said, but I don't know how that would work. Okay, well, I do. Pretty much like it has been for the last 10 years. He may, on occasion, visit with children he has from other women, but not much. He will prioritize his children with you. He will prioritize you. He will sleep at your house every night. He will have meals with you every day. I think you do know how it works. I really do. He just might have a little bit more time now to hang pictures and check in the new inventory at the Cracker Barrel. And side note, seriously, where did that diamond ring come from? Her wedding ring? I thought her wedding band was the Claddagh ring that she got that all the wives had. This, fairly big diamond? Yeah, you know exactly what it's like to live in a monogamous marriage. And all your fighting for the big family picture, I'm sorry, every time you bought diamonds for yourself or matching rings for you and Cody, did you ever think about the other wives? Hey, we should get Janelle a chunky horse ring too. I don't think you did. I really don't think I can give any examples of Robin working at keeping the entire family together. Anyway, Robin says, it feels disrespectful to be happy with Cody. And Suki goes, but they want you to be happy. Yeah, dude, at this point, go ahead, be happy. Nobody else cares anymore. Now it's just silly if you don't show how happy you are. It will have been for nothing. Suki goes, they all sat here and said, we want Robin and Cody to be happy together. Robin, well, they never told me that off camera. They don't have to tell you off camera. They said it on camera. That should account for more, I would think. They made a declaration of how happy they are for you two. Suki asks her, do you need to hear that from them to be purely happy with Cody? Robin, yes. I need it off camera to my face. Okay. Enough with putting stipulations on it. They all said it on camera as proof. Millions of us heard it. I don't know how big their viewership is. Hundreds of thousands of us heard it. And if that's not good enough for you, well, I'm sorry, then go ahead and live out the rest of your life never showing your true affection for your husband. You're an idiot. All I know for sure is those women, Mary, Janelle, and Christine, don't owe Robin anything, let alone a blessing of happiness given to her in exactly the way she wants it to be given to her. So sorry that's what you feel you need, Robin, but that feels very manipulative to me, and these women are out. They don't have to do anything that you or Cody want anymore. Robin is a blubbering mess. I feel like they say that all the time, but, she is. Robin is just really in her feels right now. My commitment to them, to Cody, to their kids, about this family is not broken. I don't know how to break it. I don't know how to be done with it. Oh my God. Shifting gears, Suki asks Christine, is there anything that David does better than Cody? Come on, Suki. I think we all think the better question would be, is there anything Cody does better than David? That I would have liked to hear the answer to. My guess is she would say suffer, because nobody does suffering better than Cody Brown. But no, she asked, is there anything David does better than Cody? And Christine just giggles, yes. He'll ask me what's wrong, and I'll say nothing. And instead of saying, great, I'm going to Robin's, he'll just say, no, and he'll sit down and he'll say, I know something's bothering you, so just tell me. And he'll just sit there and wait until I talk. All right, so it is now time to meet the love of Christine's life. David Woolley comes out, sits down, and we learn that he has 8 children of his own, 10 grandkids, and he was dating, doing a little online dating when he saw Christine's profile, and his daughter said, oh my God, do you know who that is? And thought that her dad was being catfished. But no, he was not. So they started dating. A couple weeks later, it was his birthday, and Christine asked him, what do you do for your birthday? And he said, I don't know. I usually take everyone out to eat. And she said, no, someone should be taking you out. It's your birthday. So Christine told him that she wanted to take him out to dinner for his birthday. And he said, okay, but he couldn't let her do all the planning. So he wanted to do a little bit of planning. And he asked her if she liked plays. And of course she does. And so they went to see The Little Mermaid. And that feels like a weird choice, right? It's not just me. I'm sure it was great, but like as a date for 2 fully adult people, like she's not even like a 20-year-old who still has a little, flounder pillow on her bed in a cute way. No, she's like a mother of 6. They're both grandparents. I don't know. Did they bring the little kids? Maybe they brought the little ones. Were they bringing the grandkids to? No, just the 2 of them. It's fine. I'm sure it was good. Or not. I don't know what a production of The Little Mermaid in Utah would be, but look, they're married now, so it must have been great. Couldn't have been that bad. Anyway, when David saw how animated Christine was while watching, Christine said it was during when they were singing Part of My World. It just brought tears to her eyes. And David thought, wow, she's really passionate about life. And he loved that about her. Now, I should also say David's wife died by suicide. And on the podcast that I was telling you guys about, Sister Wives, Life Should Be Multiplied, Not Divided, with Ace and Caitlin. Oh, I don't know what his wife's name is. With that married couple I was telling you about, I believe the wife said that she also thought that was hokey, but that when she thought about it in terms of how he lost his wife, it was kind of sweet that he saw, Christine having this zest for life, this passion, and that she could see like how he might fall in love with someone like that. So looking at it in that way, I also agree. It was sweet. Anyway, Suki's had enough of that. She wants to get down to the nitty-gritty. Can we talk about your physical attraction? Is she your type? When you saw her, were you like, oh yeah? And David said, yeah. I love the bubbliness about her personality, her quirkiness too. I love that about her. Okay, David, are you like missing the point? Cody said he was not attracted to Christine. We want to know that you look at her and you want to toss her over your shoulder and take her to bed. That's what we all want to know. Come on. Not that you love her personality. So now we watch a clip with Christine and David and Suki. I think Cody is also watching the scene as well. We're watching the clip of when McKelty and Aspen and their husbands came over and they were doing the painting at Christine's house in Salt Lake City. And Christine was talking about her fears about dating and stuff. And that's when she had said that I never kissed anyone other than Cody. And I'm worried, am I not going to be good at it and all that. And as we're watching the scene, we see the picture-in-picture of her and David in the little box. And then we also see Cody in a little box. And when we get to the part of Christine's confessional where she said, I want someone bald with tattoos that rides a motorcycle. Basically the opposite of Cody. We get to see like Cody's stern face during that. And then we see the part where Christine said, I was married to someone who wasn't physically attracted to me. And the biggest reason I haven't dated is... And then McKelty cuts her off and said, yeah, I don't understand that. You're gorgeous, Mom. I understand you're scared and stuff because you were married for 25-ish years and the guy you were married to wasn't into it. I get it. That sucks. But that's his problem, not yours. So, yeah, we get back to Christine and David, and they have, apparently, matching tattoos. Christine, like, rips her shirt to the side to show us hers, and it's a Celtic symbol, I guess, that means new beginnings, or so she was told. This reminds me of when back in, like, I don't even remember what time the period this was, but you know how everyone was getting, like, Chinese symbols tattooed on their bodies, only later to find out that they meant some crazy thing and not what they thought it meant? Well, anyway, this is supposed to mean new beginnings, and David has one too. Christine said that she knew that her older kids knew already that she was in a marriage with someone who did not find her attractive because they brought it up to her first, she said. How would that have gone? I don't know. So it's important to her, and she wants them to know that that's not okay. She wanted to be an example to them by finding somebody who loved her and treated her better. Cody, on the other hand, after watching that, was very bothered because the way he saw it, that was Christine asking my children to side with her against me. And Suki goes, in what respect? What aspect? And he said, McKelty, on this whole story. She's joining in on the criticism of me because I didn't love her. Oh my God. Cody thinks that just because he would show up at their house every once in a while, he was tricking his kids into thinking that he loved their mother, that everything was great with him and Christine, and the only reason the kids know that it wasn't is because Christine told them? No. First of all, kids are very intuitive and they see a lot more than you think they do. And you can tell yourself whatever you need to feel better, but your adult daughters saw that you were not in love with their mother. They didn't need Christine to tell them. And they're not siding with Christine against you because they're trying to win favor with Christine. I don't believe that either. I believe Christine shows them unconditional love. And I think they know that they can not always agree with her and not be obedient and completely devoted to her for her to love them. I think they know that. So you're wrong. You're projecting a lot of your own beliefs onto Christine, and that's just not the case. Not everyone demands loyalty and devotion the way you do. Otherwise, you won't love them. Cody says he's happy Christine found someone that, doesn't think she's as disgusting as he thinks she is. But pitting his children against him, he will never forgive. Again, he tried to put out there that if she was really in love, she would stop doing that. All of that should end. Yeah, I hate to break it to you, Cody, but your adult children have already formed their own opinions about you. And nothing that Christine does or says is really going to change that. Also, if one parent is constantly bad-mouthing the other parent, it oftentimes has the reverse effect you want. It can often push the children away from the parent that's doing the constant criticizing. These are all just excuses that Cody is using as to why he has such poor relationships with his children. Maybe it just makes him feel better to blame Christine or Janelle. He said, if she's in love, she should be over it. And Suki goes, I think she is. Yes, Suki. Cody just goes, I hope so. Yeah, she is. Trust me. Anyway, David finally confirms that Christine is a good kisser. Jesus, dude. Okay, finally. He just said everything about her is awesome, which is nice. I have heard people say, oh, we love David, but we don't know that much about him, and that's really true. We know very, very little about him. I don't even know if the wedding specials are gonna help that much. I think season 19 of Sister Wives, I'm looking forward to maybe getting a little better understanding of David, But so far, he is miles apart from Cody. I just don't think he's a narcissist. So that alone makes him a very different human being. Suki asks Cody if he remembers when he called Christine Machiavellian. And he does. And he said, well, maybe she won't do it with David. I'm just the bad guy. So my experience with her was Machiavellian. Maybe years from now, we're all friends. David will pull me aside and go, dude, this is nuts. Because he's complaining about his wife. Okay. And I'll say, dude, don't talk to me about it. Be loyal to your wife. Does Cody really think there's any way that would play out like that? He goes, because guys normally like to complain about their wives to each other. Regardless of whether or not that's true, David will never complain to you about Christine. Not going to happen. Suki couldn't even contain herself. She's like, I'm just going to say, I don't think David's pulling you aside to have that conversation. David says to Suki, Cody's definitely wrong about Christine backstabbing. I'm a people person, he said. I can read people. And, sometimes she's a little clueless, but conniving, no. So Suki asks him what his impression of Cody is. And he just said, he wears his emotions on his sleeve a lot. And that's who he is. Would I be like that? No. It's just, he wants you to hear him. I thought that was pretty insightful and accurate. When Suki is talking to Cody, he said, for David's sake, David Woolley. Okay. Thanks for clarifying. For David Woolley's sake, Christine has to destroy my character. Or David doesn't feel like he can marry her because she left a good man. Huh? First, when did she leave a good man? Was she married to someone before she married you? Second, you're on TV, right? You, and you alone, destroyed your character. You think we all hate you because Christine told us to? No. Your character was destroyed by so many things that have nothing to do with Christine. How you treated Mary, the mean things you said about her in your confessionals, how you spoke about your own children, your stubbornness with your sons with Janelle. I could go on and on. Christine did not form our opinions of you. You did. And third, this idea that David can't marry Christine unless she left a bad guy, it's just weird. People separate, divorce, break up all the time for a myriad of reasons. Sometimes it's nobody's fault. Sometimes they just grew apart. So this idea, that's your interpretation. Suki says, I met David, and he doesn't feel that way at all. I think he just thinks, a marriage didn't work out. They got divorced, and now I'm meeting this woman right where she is now. And Cody's like, okay, all right. Well, I vetted Robin differently than that. I vetted Robin hard. That sounds filthy. I had to know she didn't leave a good man before I took a chance on her. Ugh, it's so creepy to me. And Suki goes, but you understand you're still a good man even though Christine left, right? Suki had me lost me. Cody, she needs to stop telling my children I'm not then. Okay, what are you, 4? Grow up and call your own children. Let them form an opinion based on their actual relationship with you. In other words, you need to have a relationship with them. Create some memories. Then they won't have to rely on whatever Christine tells them about you. Which, by the way, she's not telling them anything. Cody's like, I'm not going to let that go ever. Yeah, we know. Clearly. Until, he says, until my kids come to me. And therein lies the problem, Cody. But also, what about Janelle's kids? What does Christine have to do with that? I mean, when is he going to understand that those kids are not going to come and kiss the ring when they can see that the king is making no effort with them? I mean, good God, you're their dad, not their supreme ruler. They don't have to obey you. So just stop already with that. When Suki asks David if he can empathize with Cody at all, he says, in certain ways, but for me, when I was dating, my kids came first. And when someone tried to push me, tell me I had to be here or there, I was like, no, that's not going to work. So, I mean, I think what he's saying is that Cody is not putting his children before Robin. And yeah, I would have to agree with that. But I don't I don't entirely blame Robin for that, because unless she's a lot more manipulative than I think she is, I do think she is manipulative to a point. I just don't know that she's smart enough to be really good at it. And if he loved his children the way he should, I don't think she would be able to stop him from seeing them, doing things with them, having a relationship with them, you know? I think that's on Cody. Then Suki, unfairly, I think, asks David, what does he think went wrong with Cody and Christine's marriage? Don't ask David. David doesn't, you know what I mean? He just says, I don't know, but for me, Christine's the total package. The intimacy, the communication, the talking, you know? And I don't know if she had that before. Yeah, she didn't. We can tell you right now, she did not. We talk about the proposal. Christine says she didn't have a clue. David, they took her for a drive to his favorite place on the side of a cliff. Side note, this reminds me a little bit of Cody taking Mary to the Grand Canyon for their anniversary. I don't know if David had a moment where he thought, give her the ring, give her a shove. Give her a ring, give her a shove. You know, was there any contemplation on the side of the cliff? Unclear. No, I don't think he had the same thoughts that Cody did when he took Mary to the Grand Canyon and chickened out, ultimately. It was the LuLaRoe money that saved her, I think. Suki asks how the wedding will be different than the last one for Christine. My guess is it's just another opportunity for TLC to show Christine's ugly wedding dress. I mean, good God, it's not even pressed. Look how wrinkled it is in the crotch area. So, I don't know. Maybe she's been sitting all day. It was a hot day before the picture was taken. It's just terrible. It's so bad, in fact, that I never even took notice at how bad Cody looks in this picture. White from head to toe. And they're standing in front of a white fireplace with white furniture. The only color in this entire photo is Cody's savage tan. Anyway, Suki asks her who of the Browns are invited to the wedding. And Christine said, well, Janelle and her kids for sure. Not Cody or Robin. She says she did reach out to their kids, but she's not heard anything back, and she's like, that's fine. Everybody has to process things on their own time, but, you know, she's just not close to them right now, and they haven't answered. AKA, they have to ask Robin what to think and feel. Suki, is Mary invited? Christine, my gut reaction is no. Sorry, Mary. Leon is invited, though. Leon and Audrey, and they're going to wear our colors and be in all the pictures. And I have seen a couple of the pictures that like People magazine released a long time ago, and they are both there. She didn't have like a traditional bridal party. It was just that all family wore the wedding colors, which I think it was because it was in the fall, were kind of an array of fall colors. It actually was kind of a cool idea, I thought, especially being a second wedding for both of them. Christine invited Cody's siblings and Cody's mom because I'm very close to them. I've known them 30 years. David says he would be happy to elope. He just wants to go to Vegas, dress up like Kiss, and get married there. Suki asks Mary if she thinks she'll be invited. I really hope this was before she asked Christine. Otherwise, that's mean. And Mary said, I don't think so. She's okay with it. She said she understands. There's kind of a conflict of emotions going on there, and Christine's wedding is like not the place for that. Suki asks her if she hopes to get married again, and she said, yeah, I hope to find someone who loves me and cherishes me for who I am. Oh, I feel bad, and, you know, I hope she finds someone too. I think she might be dating. I'm not sure. But it also reminds me again that I feel like Mary, I really don't know the situation between Mary and the kids. Like, if there really was some bad stuff going on there in terms of like hitting them or whatever. If there is, then I understand the total separation, but I feel for her in a way that like I think she realizes I backed the wrong horse. Robin should not have been my ride or die sister wife. It definitely should have been the OG ladies, because Robin really didn't have Mary's best interest at heart. I think Mary's kind of realizing that now. Anyway, when Suki asks Janelle, of course she's going, and I'm going to have a fun dress made for it. She's excited. She thinks she's in it, is what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid she's going to yell, "I do!" in a very inopportune moment. Suki asks her if she thinks she can ever reconcile with Cody. And she said, "I don't foresee that happening, but I still have such high regard for him." Ew, no. Why? After his treatment of your children, choosing Robin and her kids over yours, how can you hold him in high regard? I don't get that. Anyway, we end the season by finding out who everybody's celebrity crush is. Janelle comes up with Gerard Butler, and Suki said, "What about Jason Momoa?" Jason Momoa, and Janelle's like, "Oh, well, yeah." And then she said something like, "You like a man bun?" I can't remember exactly what Janelle said. I think she goes, well, it's good on Jason Momoa." And they both kind of laugh. Mary's is Matthew McConaughey. Cody's is Sophia Loren. He said, "I knew I was straight when I was 6 years old, and my mother took me to see Man of La Mancha." Okay. And then he goes, "You could have asked Robin who my celebrity crush was, and she would have known." Okay. Suki, "Do you know hers?" Cody, "Yes." You know how he gets that smile like he's such a little minx? I do. Ew. "I know who..." Oh gosh, I was going to say something gross. I was going to say, "I know who my brother husband is." Yeah, that's gross. "I need to ask Robin for forgiveness first. Robin, please forgive me for exposing your celebrity crush. It's Ryan Reynolds." And nobody was more disappointed than that, trust me, than Ryan Reynolds. Cody goes, "That's why I have these six-pack abs now, to compete with Ryan Reynolds." Okay, he is Blake Lively, so I think you're safe. Also, stop pretending you have six-pack abs. We can all tell, even with your shirt on, that that's not what's happening underneath your shirt. We all know you don't. I will bet Suki $1,000 that if you unbutton your shirt, we are not going to see six-pack abs. We end with Christine telling us that she's so excited to marry David and she can't wait to bring us all along for the ride. And that is it for the one-on-ones, and that is a wrap on season 18. Again, sort of. Like I mentioned at the top of the recap, there are some bonus episodes. We're calling them talkbacks. They're like reaction videos where, do you guys remember the show People's Couch? Where they would be in their, like one was like a family, a mother, father, two kids, and they watch shows and they would just, talk about what they were watching, like reaction videos, basically, before that was a thing. It was good. It was fun. It was fun to watch. But anyway, that's kind of what this is going to be. Each of them are in their own homes watching an episode. I believe the first one is episode 1 of season 18. And the second part is the finale of season 18. And everybody's in their homes watching and reacting to what they're seeing on the screen. So those, I believe people have been saying, are really good. And then there's some look backs, like a how it started and how it's going. And all of those are before Christine and David's wedding. And like I said, that's going to be 2 parts. So by the time you guys are watching this video, because I'm so behind, all of those things will have already aired. But I do think that I'm going to be recapping them because this show is fun for me. I just don't know. They may be even later than you think. But hey, I'm already, 5 weeks behind? What's a few more? All right, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you liked this recap, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. And if you click on the bell icon in the corner, you will be notified every time I post something new here on my channel. For those of you who are Amazon shoppers, if you go through one of my links before you do your shopping, I will get a small credit for any purchases you make during that session. Thank you so much in advance. Thanks for being here. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.